What is up, y'all? We are live on YouTube and Facebook, and we're live on Instagram and Rammer.
I went back and watched the beginning parts of a whole bunch of our lives, and all of them start with, "We are live on Instagram. We are live on YouTube and Facebook." And
Yeah.
it's all Robert saying that. And I thought, that's literally how he starts every single one of them.
Well, if I'm doing something else, I'll say, what's going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com. Welcome to another episode of the Keto Savage Podcast. Today I've got special guest Rigel. Like this? Do I smell like diesel fuel?
A little bit.
A little bit. I have time to take a shower. Changed changed the fuel filter in my truck. Now I smell like diesel fuel. All right, so we are going to talk a little bit about our first year of being parents. You want to start this one off, babe?
Rigel just had his birthday last Thursday, so we thought, someone asked this question, we thought, what a perfect time.
Yes.
It's been one whole year. Oh, where to begin? Parenthood, motherhood is amazing. A lot has changed in the last year. I feel like as a parent, your life literally changes like month to month or week to week. Like you just kind of adjust to what your baby needs. And so I feel like that's just been a lot of what I've had to do is just like adjust myself, my expectations, my workouts, my sleep, my work schedule, all of the things. But it's like not like you can just pick one schedule and then it works. It's like it works for 3 weeks and then it doesn't. And then you try something new and it works for a week and then it doesn't. And then you just keep trying and you just keep adjusting as needed. Someone asked a specific question. Do you want to give your generalization first?
Admittedly, my routine has not changed near as much as Crystal's. We've kind of got a system down in which I go and do all the business stuff, and she does all the home stuff, more or less. There is definitely some overlap. Like I'm trying to get my schedule rearranged so that she can still work out undistracted. I've had to wake up earlier. I've had to stay up a little bit later. I don't sleep as good, which I feel guilty even saying because Crystal definitely does not sleep as good.
What?
I mean, but anytime you get up to tend to him, like I don't sleep as good because you're getting up.
Mm-hmm.
You obviously sleep worse than me. This isn't a freaking competition.
It's not a competition.
Sheesh.
I'm the one getting out of bed, people.
Yes, but Rigel is amazing, and I would not change a thing because he's my best little friend in the whole wide world, and I love him to pieces.
He is the best.
It's so cool to like go mowing with him, and he just like get all excited to go mow.
He loves the mower. Like he loves mowing. It is the craziest.
Yeah, I think he loves me too.
Someone was asking sleep. How has sleep changed?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, both of us.
So, like, it's just like there's. Let me restart that sentence. Before we had Rigel, we could say, okay, we're going to bed at 8 o'clock, and then we could go to bed at 8 o'clock. Now that we have Rigel, there's no definitive bedtime for us. It's like maybe he'll go to bed, maybe he won't. If he doesn't, then Crystal's going to try and rock him to sleep or nurse him to sleep, but he's going to sometimes not really be up for that. She's going to get frustrated, and she's going to want me to take turns, and I can't really nurse him worth a darn.
Well, here's the thing is, he just wants me. That's part of the problem is like sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I need a moment to just like breathe, and then he'll just scream until I take him back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but how else did you sleep?
And then like we have the baby monitor obviously, but like the first several months he was sleeping with us, and now we're doing him in his own room in a crib, and that's pretty good, but like he'll start stirring and then he'll make enough noise and get up and then want Crystal to come in there, and we'll hear him on the monitor, so Crystal has to come up and go in there and tend to him. So it's just we're both just tired. You know? We're just tired.
So it's either okay. So we were doing like he would bed share with us, and I really loved that. I think it was really great. I actually slept so well for like the first 9 months of his life. because we were bed sharing. And then Robert and I kind of decided like it would be kind of nice to have our bed to ourselves again. And so we transitioned him into his crib. He honestly has done great transitioning. He goes to sleep. He's always taking naps in his crib and stuff. But yeah, my sleep is broken up for sure. My work schedule has changed a lot. So I need to be able to find like a good time to work while he's asleep or distracted. I don't love working when he's awake because I feel like I'm not able to give him the attention that he needs if I'm looking at my computer. So I try to do it while he's asleep. So sometimes like I'll stay up until midnight and work until midnight, and then I wake up when he wakes up, and then I'm waking up throughout the night, and a lot of times I'm up for like 20 minutes or so. Just rocking and nursing him, all that kind of stuff. So sleep is definitely something I've had to sacrifice a little bit. The first several months were actually better than it is right now, which is kind of weird to say.
But one thing that has not been an issue at all is food. So like a lot of people struggle with that. The first year of being parents, like everybody's trying to give them food. Everybody's maybe not everybody's trying to give them food, but like they don't know what to feed the baby. Roger's been a freaking rock star. He's been breastfed the whole way through, and then once he started showing interest in our food and started having teeth, we started giving him the same foods that we eat. So, steak, yogurts, cottage cheese, bone marrow, venison,
salmon, sardines,
avocado, all good quality foods. And he's not batted an eye once. He loves them. He really likes. We've tried a few like things like cucumbers, and he likes those. He really loves cucumbers and cottage cheese, though.
So funny.
And eggs, lots of whole eggs.
He does love steak, whether it's a beef or venison. Loves it.
Yeah. That's cooked your steak tonight, so.
Yeah. Then what else did they ask about? How does work change? I don't feel like you've changed. Actually, Robert comes home a little bit earlier now. Like he has a little bit more of a routine. I kind of I get on to him a little bit because I want him to be home with us. Because we start putting Rigel down to sleep at like 7:30. So if he comes home late, then he doesn't get a whole lot of time with him.
My most productive hours are before anybody else wakes up, for sure. Like I wake up at 3 or 4 and I work for a few hours. That's when I do my clients, my emails, my strategizing. And that's definitely my most productive time of the day, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah, my work has changed a ton. I went from like not accepting any clients at all to I'm tired of being home by myself with my baby and not knowing what to do with myself. Because he was just so little, to now he's super active, and I'm trying to do this, that, and the other, and it's just a lot because he's needs more stimulation, needs more interaction, needs more all that kind of stuff. Maybe doesn't even nap as long as he used to, things like that. So my work has changed a lot, and like I was mentioning earlier, it's just like a constant change. Like I am constantly adjusting my schedule and my life to what works best for him, which I do love, but sometimes it makes me feel confused. Like sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? I suck at everything. I can't keep up on the house, and I can't keep up on work, and I can't keep up on, but it's not that you can't do, it's not that I'm not doing well in all those things. It's just that it's time to adjust again. And sometimes that adjustment period can be a little bit hard, but it's wonderful.
And we were very intentional about when we had a kid. Like we planned on having Rigel. Like everything that came from that, we had planned. So we were ready to have a kid. We were excited to have a kid. Like I feel like a lot of parents, they have their normal day-to-day life, and they have this kid by accident, and then they have to like be very retroactive with it. We were very proactive with everything. Like we knew when we were going to get pregnant. We knew when we were going to have a Rigel. Like we knew all these things. So we planned accordingly, and it's been honestly pretty smooth.
Yeah.
And he's the best. Like
he really is.
I love him to pieces.
He has like the most fun personality. Like it is so sweet. And he's to the point right now where he'll just be like looking at you, and then you look at him, and he'll just put this huge smile on his face, and it just is so cute. I just can't get enough. He's so cute.
Yeah, he's got a lot of personality.
Okay, let's get to some of these questions. You can ask parental questions of like what our opinions are. Obviously, we don't have all the answers.
Awesome to see you all again. Awesome to see you too. Love seeing Roger in the chicken coop video.
Yeah,
He
so
loves being
fun.
outside.
He does.
I can sympathize. My son slept from 2 to 5 hours a night, no naps, ever more than his first year. He is extremely hyperactive. That first year still haunts me 45 years later. Yeah, that sounds rough indeed. Love seeing y'all with Little Savage. It gives me all the feels.
Aww.
Yeah, he's the best.
Jonathan says, miss y'all. Rigel.
What's up, Keto Road?
Gerald says, hello from Cincinnati.
He competed this past weekend. Did amazing.
Really?
He got green lights on all of his lifts.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he had a Savage singlet on.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh, that's cool. Hello tribe. What's up? What's up? Okay, we got all new on here.
He's eating an eraser.
Perfect.
Uh,
So we just went through a little bit of our first year with having Rigel, of having our son, and
we could do like a full-blown podcast on that at some point.
I was thinking that I was like, man, we should like figure out all the different topics about that, like, and then just like go into that. Because it's been like a good year. We've done a ton of traveling. Have a ton of traveling this next year. He's awesome at adjusting.
I feel like a lot of parents are really hesitant to get their kid out in front of people their first year, and that has not been the case with us. Like, we have literally not skipped a beat. We've gone to every conference that we normally would. I mean, he was 7 weeks old at KetoCon last year, and he had like.
However, I do think about that, and I'm like, I was still healing. Like, I had just had a major abdominal surgery and a child. And I was at a conference, standing, holding him in the carrier, pushing him around, talking to people, nursing, 7 weeks after I had a baby.
Yeah.
That was
pretty crazy.
I don't know what I was thinking.
We made it.
We did.
All right, we got any other questions? Any questions here?
Do you offer courses to keto mamas to be on how to raise a baby on keto? We do not have any courses.
We don't have any courses yet, but we're going to start putting a lot of content into the Live Savage brand. Really much, like a lot next year, a lot of content next year, and it's going to be a lot of that style of content. So we will have all kinds of info and tools and resources you can use around that next year.
I have been sharing a little bit more on the Live Savage page on Instagram about, you know, what we're feeding Rigel, things like that, to make it a little bit easier for people to follow along. If you ever have any questions, just message us and we'll make sure to get back to you. It's either Robert or I answering those messages. So just feel free to message us anytime. And then I'd love, like, we've been meaning to do this, but I'd love to start actually doing blogs, like doing a lot more blogs, things like that, like how to introduce keto foods to your baby, keto foods, you know, healthy whole foods to your baby, how to, you know, how we did this and how we did that, because we obviously don't have all of the answers, but we do have the way that we have done things, or we are doing things, and what has worked and hasn't worked for us. And I feel like that could be really beneficial for a lot of people.
How do
Even
you
like
feel...
baby lists of like what we bought versus what we didn't buy, what we use versus what we, like, baby containers. Like, we do not use baby containers. And
yeah, honestly,
a lot
like
of people do.
A checklist of things that we have and got rid of would be a worthwhile thing for sure.
Yeah.
How do you feel like he's gone, like, from an education standpoint? Do you feel like he's on probably where he should be at a year old?
Yeah.
Do you feel like he's ahead of the curve, behind the curve?
It's really hard to tell.
And now he's eating an eraser, so I don't know.
Probably not so smart. It's so hard because I feel like so many parents are like, my kid is doing this and my kid's doing that, but my kid has 20 teeth and you know, it's like I feel like people are always trying to like one up. And the thing about babies and children is they all grow at their own rate. They're all doing their own thing. And I think there's like a generalization of wanting them to adjust and learn at certain points. Just being a goober. He's being a goober. But yeah, as far as like the typical like where they're supposed to be. He is at about where he should be.
I feel like he's incredibly observant.
He is. Ever since he was born, that's what people have said about him. Like, there's babies just have certain qualities about them. Like, some are just like super happy, some are like super observant, some are super, whatever. But everyone has always said about Rigel, like, he is just taking everything in, and that's like exactly who he is. He's always constantly like looking around, taking it all in, and I just think it's so cute.
Yeah. All right.
Do blog, yes. All right,
we'll
I'm gonna have to do more of that.
All right, so that's us. That's the conclusion of us jabbering. We probably will do a full-blown podcast on this, and we'll like have some key talking points we want to make sure we cover. But right now, it's pretty much open discussion. We'll probably have to have a shorter live today because we have a meeting after this. But if y'all have anything that you want to ask us before we leave, by all means, let us know. Anything at all. Doesn't have to be parent related, kid related. It can be about anything. Nutrition, training. He was totally eating the styrofoam. I told you. He didn't swallow any of it, did he?
I don't think so.
Super. So yeah, any open discussion right now for sure. I did cardio earlier today, and I ran earlier this week. If Jonathan's still on here, he made me run with him, and I'm whooped a little bit.
Did you do 20 minutes?
20 minutes at level 12. Yeah, went by pretty quick though. Honestly, it was like I didn't even start hurting until it was like 4 minutes left. And I just knocked it out. All right, anything at all? We have a topic for next week too. We have like a list of them.
I think we have 2 more things next week. We will be here. Yes.
Okay.
So I think we have like coffee and there's one more. I don't know what the topic is.
Is that coffee that I got, is that ground or is it whole bean coffee? It is whole bean coffee. So I just got some what's it called? Life Boost coffee. But it's supposed to be like a natural, organic coffee without toxins, without many toxins, without mold. So I will try that and let y'all know what I think of it. Need a reset on gut health. Where to begin? Fast. So I've never really been one to fast for resetting gut health per se. The gut microbiome is a very tricky thing, but what I have found is to simply be consistent with a minimum of 2 weeks. Like if you go from eating a lot of vegetation to doing carnivore, your GI tract is going to be all kind of out of whack until your body acclimates and that gut microbiome adjusts for that change in food types. So what I would recommend doing is rather than just fasting necessarily, eat similar foods or eat whatever foods you know your body responds well to from a energy standpoint, from a satiety standpoint, and just maintain that consistently for about 2 weeks and then see what your gut is doing then. Because it's likely going to change after that 2 week span. So do not be so quick to just change things. Stick with things for at least the bare minimum of 2 weeks before you deviate.
You can also implement some fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, things like that, pickles, or even adding in raw milk to your diet. If you can find like a farmer near you, if your state allows it, that's a really great option as well. It has really good bacteria in it.
Interestingly enough, I've been doing kimchi, pickles, and sauerkraut for the past 2 weeks, and I think my GI was better before I had it.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Or is it that you just put it in your diet last couple weeks in your diet, your stomach suggesting, like you just said?
Well, it's 2 weeks. Let's say people.
Yeah, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean minimum of 2 weeks, but I just wanted a little bit more flavor and texture and whatnot, but I don't feel like I've really benefit from it per se. It was interesting.
I don't know. I don't love, I do like sauerkraut, but I don't like the kimchi stuff.
Poop is crazy looking. Yes to fermented. I mean, honestly, before you go fast, you could do carnivore. I'm not like one of these diehard, you got to be carnivore people by any means, but you could do carnivore for 2 weeks or so minimum. See what that does to your digestion, and then reincorporate things from there to see what your body responds well to or not.
I would be curious as to what you mean by your poop is looking crazy, though. I would that could be really helpful.
Don't send us a picture, though.
You could send a picture to me. I would not be grossed out by that. That's like my whole life. But like, is it like different colors? Are you just like going diarrhea all the time? Are you constipated? Are you like,
Hydration also plays a major role in that too.
yeah, electrolytes, things like that. Like, what is going on? What are like some of the symptoms that you're experiencing? What is it looking like? All of that. Your poop can tell you so much about your body. And have you also, I'm about to do some castor oil packs. I've been meaning to do it for like weeks now, and I'm just never sitting still long enough to actually do it. But a lot of people are doing it on their liver. I'm going to do mine on my C-section scar. But yes, also on my liver as well, and just kind of like I want to kind of just see what it does. But I've heard a lot of people do that and find a lot of benefit. So it's possible that that could be beneficial for you too.
Yes,
Yeast
indeed.
and wormy thin. Huh. Interesting.
Brandon Scott's in the building. What's up, man? How you doing, brother? Very consistent with liver packs.
Oh, good.
Liver packs. Yeah, digestion is very crucial because you could be eating the greatest foods in the world, but if your body is not absorbing that nutrition, then it's all for naught. So making sure your body's assimilating what you are eating is very, very important. Same thing with macros and calories. Like if you're not absorbing the calories you're consuming, then you're not really getting an accurate reflection of what your body is doing at that caloric intake. So absorbing the food you're eating is very, very important. All right, y'all. We're gonna call that a wrap. We do have topic for next week. Coffee. All right. I'm gonna try and weed it before next meeting. Boom. All right. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Take care. Ta ta for now.
Talk to you guys next week.